Hi guys, and welcome back to the series Cooking Food Around the World. This series where I try to cook different recipes from all over the world. Now today I want to try something that's called torrijas. Basically, it's kind of the Spanish equivalent to French toast, but with different twists to them. So first off, they're not specifically eaten for breakfast. They're mostly like a snack or a dessert that you can have throughout the day. The second thing is that instead of being just cooked in butter, they are completely fried in oil. They use olive oil, however, where I live in Canada, olive oil is expensive, so I'm not gonna use it for frying. So the recipe I'm following is from Cocina con Caramel. Am I pronouncing it right? I don't know. She has done a recipe in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Well, I understand somewhere because I had Spanish class when I was younger. Like, there's so many different recipes. There's so many variations. I'm using the one with milk because I feel like it's the one I would like the most, but there's also a version that use wine instead of milk. Some are covered in honey, some don't have honey. Like, there's so many variations to this recipe. Because in a way, everyone kind of made their own recipe, own family recipe, but there's so many ways to eat it, to serve it, and to make it. Guys, have that recipe in your family. Tell me, how do you make it? Like, is there anything different that you do with your recipe for torrijas? Before we start, I'm gonna tie my hair because they always get all over the place. Done. I'm going to start cutting the bread. I want to cut them pretty thick. By the way, I'm doubling the recipe because I'm using the full bread. So I'm gonna put the bread, maybe I should do this in batches, but I'm gonna put the bread all in here. Okay, I don't have space for all of them. Gonna do them in like batches. Now, once this is done, so we want the zest of a lemon. In her video, she has 2 of each. And you don't want to get the white part, you just want the zest. Now my peeler is completely garbage, so it's really hard for me to do. So I have my zest, now let's meet up to the stove. Okay, so here we are at the stove. Now we put in the milk. By the way, when in all my recipe normally, when I say I use milk, I use oat milk because I don't do well with dairy. However, please use milk if you want to, use any type of milk if you want to. The more I cook with oats milk, the more I realize that it substitutes normal milk really well. Think I'm putting on high? I think my goal is to bring everything to a boil and then add the sugar. By the way, I made a mistake. I doubled the milk, but I didn't double the zest and the cinnamon, so I'm gonna do this now. Oh, and the sugar. I'm always amazed at cinnamon. A big chunk swirled of something that smells really good. Maybe that wasn't the smartest choice to do. So now we wait. So I'm gonna start beating the eggs while I wait for this to come to a boil. So the mixture is boiling. I'm gonna put the heat down and then add the sugar. And then I'm guessing we want to dilute the sugar. Now, I don't know how long we want to do this for. My Spanish isn't that great. Now, if you understand Spanish, tell me in the comments below, what have I done wrong? Okay, let me taste it to see if the flavor has taken it into the milk. Yeah, oh, it tastes super good. You can really taste the citrusy, the orange and the lemon, plus the cinnamon. All of them together do a super wonderful mix. Okay, so I guess I'm done boiling it. guessing the sugar has dissolved because it's pretty hot mixture. So I'm just gonna put back the milk into the jug. Whoa. Oh no, I made a mess and now I have some in the pan for the oil, which is not gonna do any good. I look like I know what I'm doing, I know. So here we have the bread. I'm gonna put half the milk in there. Okay, here we have it. So now I'm just gonna wait for the bread to soak it up. I don't know if the milk should be cooled. I'm gonna beat the egg. What I'm gonna do is gonna place them here. Like she puts them on the rack. I don't know why, she puts them on the rack. Okay, they're pretty soft. Now I hope I didn't reach the point where they're too soggy. Like when I feel it, it still has some like dry bits in it. I'm guessing kind of like French toast, they're going to soften once I cook it. Okay, they're pretty soft. I hope I didn't mess this up. Put my second batch in. Oh, while I do that, I'm gonna start heating up the oil. She uses a lot of oil. Like they are floating, they're not touching the pan. I don't know at all how much the oil should be. I'm going to aim for around 350. Okay, we're back. So the oil has now reached 350. So I'm gonna do this. I don't want to overcrowd the pan, so maybe 3, 4. I'm gonna start by putting them in the water. I'm gonna start by putting them the eggs, and then I'm gonna put them in, and then I'm gonna put it in, like away from me so that it doesn't splish everywhere. So I've done a first batch. I'm pretty happy of how it ended up. So I'm just going to lower the heat because it became too hot, and I'm just going to do them in time lapse. So if you want a quick history on Torrijas, they've existed since the Roman times. But funny thing, in the 16th century, they were giving to mothers who were going to give birth and after giving birth. Because they're so full of sugar, the idea was to give them a boost of energy. It became also super popular in times where people didn't have a lot of money because they were ingredients that were easily to get a hold of, and it was kind of a feel-good food on a budget in a way. By the Middle Age, it became more like a religious food because it was eating during Lent before Easter. Guys, we are done. We have made some beautiful torrijas. Torrijas. Torrijas? Will I ever get it right? I don't know. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to make that recipe. It was kind of easy. Like, I see myself making that recipe when I have people over, and like either as a dessert, either just as like a snack, a nice snack after, or for breakfast, like for Christmas breakfast. So now the time I've been waiting for so long, I haven't tasted any. I let Peter have one, he told me it was great, so I just can't wait. Now I let them cool a little because they've been dipped in really hot oil, so I don't want to break my tongue, so I let them cool. Pretty sugary. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can taste everything we put in the milk. You can take the citrus, so the orange, the lemon. You got the juiciness of the bread because of the milk. You got the crispy around because we fried it, and then it's just sugary goodness. Now, the only thing I'm just gonna tell you to be careful is my first batch of bread, I let it soak too long or too much milk because it became, let me show you. It become like a soggy, sad bread. So, I highly encourage you guys to try this. I'm really happy about this. I can't stop eating it. So give it a try. Tell me how you think. I'm gonna do this again to my family once we can see each other again. Really hope you enjoy this. Really hope you try them and taste this. And see you in the next video. Bye! Now I'm gonna finish this. No shame!